Hey everyone, it's Andy with Reverb, and 2024 was an amazing year for pedals. We also had a lot of categories fleshed out, including delay in reverb, which is kind of a late bloomer, and some of my favorites were right here on Reverb, but I also had some really cool pedals that came out on my Andy Demos channel. So now it's the hard part of picking my top 5 favorites, and of course we're going to have some honorable mentions peppered in there because I couldn't get to everything. Let's start with this solid workhorse that got a nice warm update this year, the Benson Germanium preamp. Ever since Chris Benson figured out a way to inject a temperature-stable germanium gain stage into his clean boost pedal, many were curious how it would sound replacing one of the stages in his FET-based preamp pedal. Lo and behold, this lower gain, warmer version hit the sweet spot. You still get a wide range of sounds from clean to tweed-style crunch, but overall the Germanium edition provides a rounder sound and softer attack that many low-wattage amps produce. If you found yourself not using much of the available gain on the original, you might enjoy this Germanium version. Next up is a pedal that made a heroic comeback, the Diamond Vibrato. Still all analog, but with their new compact format, the Diamond Vibrato retains the unique wobble that made so many people pay handsomely for the original. By far my favorite feature on the Vibrato was the chorus mix, which just brings in the dry signal, so you could really determine where you want this effect to sit in between chorus and vibrato. When you think of multi-effects pedals, you probably don't think of them as easy to navigate. Well, that all changed in 2024 with Holograms Chroma Console. The idea here was to give you all the staples across 4 categories. This covers dirt, modulation, time effects, and lo-fi filtering, which matches beautifully with the console's early 80s aesthetic. Plus it has all the good stuff like presets, MIDI, tap tempo, and gesturing, which is like an invisible hand replaying your movements on the knobs. I couldn't get enough of that broken tape effect, which included not just warp sounds, but dropouts and tape compression. And while we're talking honorable mentions, I just couldn't pass up the Third Man release, which was a collaboration between Jack White, of course, and Anna Sounds this time. push the boundaries of those analog-driven spring tanks, and they fit everything in a small enclosure using the smallest tank available from the Elements pedal. Alright, so back to the top 5 list here. This is one that actually really blew me away. It took me by surprise, and that was from Keeley Electronics, the Octosi Transfigurating Fuzz. We all know Keeley has put out some killer dirt pedals, but this one mixed a thick, sustaining fuzz with a low latency polyphonic pitch shifter that just might be the new leader of the pack. Plus, you don't even need to hook up an expression pedal when using the momentary ramp option, which gives you control for ramp time and direction. Here's an honorable mention I didn't get to myself, but we had Joe take it through its paces, and that's another third man collaboration, this time with Eventide. It was the Knife Drop. We all know Jack loves octave effects, but the Knife Drop definitely heads in a slightly twisted direction, conjuring up horrifying synth and sub-octave fuzz tones. This one also comes loaded with Jack White's custom presets, which really showcase the wide variety of filtering, octaves, and filthy monophonic tones. And finally, down to number 1 here, and if you know me, this shouldn't be a surprise because I love a cranked up tube amp, and this one goes to Origin Effects and their Deluxe 55. Just really blew me away, and it felt exactly like a Tweed amp because they didn't just stop at the preamp. In true Origin fashion, they've recreated a vintage Fender Tweed Deluxe using transistors instead of tubes or valves. But it wasn't just the preamp they tackled. The phase inverter, simulated push-pull power amp, reactive load, and rectifier sag all come together to make this analog pedal feel like the real deal. fans will appreciate a wide gain range with a virtual preamp tube swap from 12AY7 to 12AX7. Like I said, there were plenty of pedals I didn't get to demo this year, so let's tackle two more honorable mentions. One is Friedman's IRJ preamp, a collaboration with guitar legend Jakey Lee. This one does use tubes, and it's designed to be the perfect amp replacer, complete with channel switching, built-in overdrive circuits, and IRs loaded right in. Definitely check out Joe's demo if you're looking for an alternative to hauling heavy amps. And taking the world by storm, my last honorable mention is the Cicada from Olympus. It's actually the world's tiniest tube screamer style pedal, and it's so small that they have a breakout cable so you could connect your in and out jacks and power. But that means that you could also kind of snake it in between other pedals on your board, mount it on your synth, even tape it on your guitar. Our friend Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum demonstrates just how small it is by actually using it as the pick. And our friend Joe cranked this tiny pedal in a large venue so you can hear it sing. Well, there you have it, my top 5 pedals of 2024, and just a few others because, let's be honest, the more the merrier. And speaking of, I hope you all have a happy holidays, and be sure to check out Reverb for everything that made the list today. Thanks for watching.